Hello friends, welcome back to another YouTube channel. If you're new here, we're kind of doing a little cozy vibe here. I don't know if I should turn off this light or if I should keep it because to be honest, it's kind of warm. So let's see. How do we feel about cozy bluish lights? It's bluish white light. I kind of vibe with it. So we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it cozy vibes because it's freaking February the 1st? February the 2nd. It's Friday. February the 2nd. So yeah, let's just do a wrap up because this is long awaited and I need to post it tomorrow. So why not we go ahead and do it right now with no makeup and me being cozy in PJs and cool vibes. Because it's going to be a sit down talk with me video. I'm in my freaking reading chair, which has been a while since I've shown it on this channel. So why not show it a little love this year? Let's do my wrap up. And this time I'm going to actually use my journal. And I'm going to try to remember some things about the books and not spoil them. If so, I will put a timestamp and as well, always in order of which I finished them throughout this month. And as well too, I figured I'd do a little twist this year and include my manga reads because I do read manga. I love manga. They help me get through reading actual books and they just help me get out of a slump or if like I'm not in the mood to read an actual book but I still want to read something. Mangas really help. I really do encourage you to read mangas this year if you haven't. But yeah, also if I sound kind of nasally, it's because I was sick since Sunday and I kind of feel better. My voice sounds way better than it was before, trust me. So if it kind of sounds like I'm dying, it's because of that. I'm like barely getting over the sickness. So yeah. Yes, let's do this wrap up, shall we? The first off book I read this month in January 2024 is by my lovely friend Megan Howard, which is Daughter of Ice and Darkness. This is her book. If you guys want to see it, it's so pretty. I love it a lot. She's an indie author. She's Australian. She's amazing. I love her so much. I gave this book 4.75 stars. Really high rating. Almost a 5-star. I really love Athena and Kozin. However you pronounce his name. The freaking enemies to lovers, the kidnapping. It's so good. Basically, Athena feels like she's, you know, there's some secrets, like her sister that mysteriously gone, supposedly murdered, and then two, there's she doesn't trust her parents, and there's a reason you find out some things about her family and the kingdom and stuff. So Kozian is basically a elf, and they're supposed to be extinct when the kingdom, her kingdom or whatever, killed them, and she gets literally whisked away. They're I don't want to spoil too much. You just have to read it. It's really good. Very thick. I annotated it as well. Gave it hella love. Excuse the background noise too. I'm just trying to get this video out to you all. But yeah, I freaking love the fantasy in this. It's so good. The enemies to lovers, like I mentioned, and then two, it ended on a cliffhanger, and I had to wait until God knows when to read the second book. I just really love the freaking characters as well. You found family. Freaking love Willow. She's a bad queen, and I freaking love her character. She's a witch, who's kind of like the maiden of Athena. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just him kidnapping her, trying to, you know, tell her things, and she learns about her true self. It was just so damn good. And of course too, the rating why I gave 4.75 stars is because obviously it's a great setup for the second and third book because it's going to be a trilogy. I adored all the characters, and my heart shattered when Athea saw someone. Literally, it changed the whole story and her character development. And ow, when she left. Okay. And also too, the elements, chef's kiss. And it was a perfect read to read in this month because it's very atmospheric. Snow was heavily involved because of the kingdom Kozian lives in. So damn good. So yes, 4.75 stars. Freaking adored this book. Next up we have Watership Down. This is the cover. My coworker gave this to me to read. I listened to an audiobook on Libby, and I'm not gonna watch the animated film. I gave this 2 stars, okay y'all? Because I only read this, obviously my coworker gave it to me, and obviously he's a guy, and guess what? I didn't enjoy this at all. The classics never get me interested at all. This one, it felt like a drag, and I couldn't care less about the rabbits because there's so many characters slash rabbits of them. I couldn't keep count on who was who. So when the war happened, because there's a war happening in this book, I wasn't intrigued whatsoever. I feel like war books had to be like, you know, like the Poppy War, like the Poppy War was really good. I freaking love that series by Rebecca Kwan. But this war was just, I don't know. I just really couldn't care at all for these rabbits, you know. I just didn't feel connection to them really. So that's why I gave it 2 stars. But I really do love the cover. I don't know if I have to give it back to him or if this is my own copy. So I'm gonna have to ask him when I see him. So yeah. Next up, this is for the Bungo Stray Dogs server that Chloe made. If you want to join, I'll link it down below. And as well too, you can follow Chloe. She's the moderator, obviously the creator who made the server, because we've been watching Bungo. Watching it since last year with my girls, the Lulu crew. I love them so much. So I gave this one 4 stars. I physically read it. I annotated it as well because, oh my god, this book was something. I felt for Yozo because, damn, he went through so much and desperately needed help sooner. I really wish they would have gotten that help. I honestly see people differently more now and definitely want to take care of myself better. It's crazy how you don't know what a person is going through until you hear about it. Humans are really something I definitely can say. Also, society, yeah, tell me about it, Yozo, because my god, if you know, you know. I was kind of having a crisis with this book. So yeah, and as well too, when Yozo talks about women and wanting to stay away from them, just fathoms me like, wow, you really are a guy, and wow, women are leading you to your drinking again? Seriously, my guy, what the fudge? Only thing that lowered it down for me, because, you know, those type of men. If you know, you know when you read the book. This was something wow. Also too, the formatting in this book was really interesting. But yeah, it blew my mind. And I see why a lot of people read this for like Hot Girl Summer and stuff. Because my brain, and I still think about this book to this day, like external crisis mode always. Thank you. So yeah, the 3rd read of this month. Next up, I listened to this on audiobook because there's no way I'm gonna finish Crush reading it physically, you know, by Tracy Wolff. I gave this one 4 stars. I don't like love triangles, so that's why it was 4 stars. That's all I'm gonna say about this book. So this is gonna be spoiler heavy. What you need to know is that this is about, so Grace basically goes to this academy, whatever. She finds out it's not like a normal academy, and she doesn't have no family, so she's going there for her uncle, I believe. And she finds out who she is and her family. Someone was trying to murder her in the first book, and yeah, her mind gets blown. But anyways, let's talk about spoilers. Skip to this time frame if I put it on the screen. So, okay, about the love triangles, whatever. This love triangle obviously is different from others due to him being in her head, aka Hudson, which is the brother to Jackson, who is a vampire. Anyways, also it was strange how the guy from the first book is now gay. It threw me for a loophole. I adore Grace so much. She's not like Bella from Twilight, so I'm glad she's more angsty and being a bad bee. I also love how the romance with Jackson and Grace has gone through a lot and them actually speaking to one another. Grace being a gargoyle is so weird to me now, and the epilogue chapter, bro, I don't know who's gonna be Endgame and why the mother freaking cliffhanger again. Like, is she gonna end up with Hudson? Or is she gonna end up with Jackson? The brothers? Or does she end up with someone else? That's what I want to know, because this book series is so long, so it's like, who am I gonna root for? Honestly, I'm rooting for no one right now at the moment, because I don't know, like Jackson makes sense, Hudson also kind of makes sense, because like literally he's like, that's my bonding or whatever, my mate, and I'm like, huh? How? It's because you were stuck in her head for God, you know, and knowing her, and I don't know, it's just crazy. So yeah, that's how I feel about this one. Can't wait to see what happens next on the audiobook of the series. I might DNF the rest of the series, we'll see. But I kind of want to see where the love triangle goes. The main thing is romance, y'all, I'm telling you. Next up, this is a 3.25 stars, which is Talk Santa to Me. I read it physically and audiobook. This was one that my boyfriend gifted me last year, so I got to read it this year, thankfully, in January. I adore how the romance wasn't heavily focused in this book. We explore more of the Christmas spirit of Santa and trying to help children with letters/Santa school that is run in this book. Definitely a cute, fast-paced, Christmassy book to read for the holidays. Definitely Hallmark-esque if you want to read something fun, lighthearted, fast. Like, it's under 300 pages, y'all. Like, it's 275 pages. I really recommend it. It's really cute. So yeah, I liked it. And of course too, I like her friend who's trying to set her up a little bit. And then too, you get to see kind of a trigger warning of death. I will mention that, but other than that, it was really lighthearted and I liked it a lot. So 3.25 stars isn't a bad rating in my opinion for me. Why did I sound like that? I'm sorry, y'all. Like, this sickness has been getting to me. Next up, this is my first 6-star read of the year. Comment down below what you think it is. Chloe and Kenzie, Frankie and Emily, and a bunch of other people already probably know. So, anyways, it is Heaven Official's Blessing, Volume 1. Freaking adored my heart. Look at my annotations, y'all. I don't know if y'all guys can see that, but that's my freaking annotations. It's a freaking lot. I wish I would have done like an annotation for like comments, because oh my god, it probably would have been filled a lot more, to be honest. But let's talk about it. Obviously 6 stars. There's also an anime for it, so I need to continue that. But yeah, my first 6 star to read. I'm literally obsessed with the slow burn / god / ghost shit. There's zombies, creepy shit, and a hot ass butterfly. If you know, you know. I love how Butterfly Man helps follows Xianlin like a puppy in love and wants to protect him through all these adventures. I had my feet kicking in the air, cackling, feeling creeped out, to gushing over these two. Heck, even the side characters play roles in this book, and I'm glad whenever there's something mentioned and I'm confused about it, that it will later explain it further on. So I'm like, thank you, because I have small PP brain and I forget things, and this is a lot taken. I never read anything like this with like the gods and stuff and names, how to pronounce them and stuff. It's in the back of the books as well, but I kind of get them nicknames because I'm not really good still with pronouncing names, even though English is my first language. But I don't know, I just can't sometimes. But yeah, I freaking adored it so much. Like, there's a whole server for it that Frankie created, and I remember looking at it because for some reason my soul and my eyes drawn to it, and I was like, okay, I've been looking at these for so long. And I DM'd Frankie like, hey, I remember you talking about this, like which one should I pick? Frankie told me pick Heaven Official's Blessing because Frankie first created a group chat. It got too full because we made a whole cult about it and we did a server instead, and I'm so glad I asked Frankie because now I'm in it to win it. There's, I think, 8 volumes and it is completed, and I mentioned too there is an anime. So yeah, I'm freaking enjoying the series so far. I'm still currently reading volume 2 right now, but I really like the first installment. Obviously, if you know, you know when you read it. So it was very fun, and volume 2 so far I'm enjoying. So hopefully I can finish it sometime in February. But yeah, my boys, they're so down bad for each other, and I'm so down bad for them. Like, yo, I even bought bookmarks specially for them, and I'm going to be buying a special edition that comes with stuff, and I'm hopefully going to buy like a acrylic stand. That's how obsessed I am. I freaking love them so much. Like, it's just fun, you know? It's just a fun, good old time. Gays, we love it. So yes, my first 6 star. Next up, I have the book physically, but I mainly listen to an audiobook, which is by Rebecca Zanetti, You Can Hide. I gave this one 4 stars. In this book series, we basically follow different murder cases, and we follow Laurel Snow, who's very intelligent, and she comes to this town because her mother's there. She's kind of like, I don't remember what she is, but she's like a detective, FBI, something like that with the government, and Hux is like one of the old policemen, and there's an actual police chief, and they, you know, basically find out the murder, solve this, know who it is, hunt them down, get them arrested, bad people things. And Laurel Snow is very intelligent, y'all. Like, she's intelligent. She has chromia eyes as well too, and she has very fiery orangey hair, ginger hair or something like that. So yeah, and basically there's a little romance with obviously Huck and her, so we followed like their journey, and in each book characters and stuff. So that's all I'm gonna mention. Now let's talk about this one specifically, so skip to this time frame if you don't want to hear the spoilers. Okay, so in this one we follow a murderer who's taking out doctors and leaving black flowers while brutally killing them, and trigger warning, them. It's up to Laurel once again with Huck to find out who's doing this, especially since Abigail is now involved and is trouble once again. Oh, and Laurel is moving officially here into the town. We get to see her officially moving since, you know, her mother's here, the only person who, you know, cares about her and stuff, and she just wants to settle down, you know. So yeah, and oh my goodness, I freaking hate this sister Abigail. She's like an evil twin, yo. Like she's manipulative and knows what she is doing. She's definitely the evil sister, basically. Also, the moment with Laurel and the hug had me kicking my feet because obviously they're meant to be more than just friends since they slept in the first book. I wasn't expecting it to be Jason or whatever his name was that's literally in a relationship with someone. Like, bro, you did this while being in a relationship with someone for so long. Like, it blows my mind how people can become murderers sometimes, you know? So, yeah, anyways, that's how I feel about this book. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, I actually don't have this book, so I'll insert like a photo or something, but it's Local Woman Missing. I realized in my wrap-up when I write it down in my journal, I put Local Missing Woman. Oops, but I gave this one 3.75 stars. I listened to an audiobook with Libby. I guess it's gonna be spoiler filled because I don't know how to explain it because it's just spoiler filled, okay? So just skip it if you don't want to hear about what this book is. But if you want to hear anyways and you'll probably forget, go ahead, listen. I'm not gonna stop you. So not gonna lie, I was so confused a bit at first because of the point of view slash like second person, I believe, point of view for the kid. I hate that B did all that crap and I hope she gets help, you know, now that she's in prison. I want to know why she did it all, like, mentally wise. Like, what made you want to do this? Like, do you want her life? Why did you want to do this to her kid? Why did you want to make a suicide? What did she ever do to you that made you want to do this? Sucks that Meredith had to be gone and Delilah literally being across the damn street, seeing her father and brother getting older. Like, bro, it's just crazy to me how she was in the attic watching her father mowing the lawn, her brother growing, you know, being there with her dad, and then knowing that her mom literally got hit and probably, you know, knows that she's gone because she never returned back, and that B probably did something to her, like, bro, at a young age while she was sick. Crazy to me, y'all. Like, frustrates me how, like I mentioned, how people can go crazy and be murderers and kidnappers, and why people's brain do that, you know. But anyways, that's how I feel about that book. Let's go ahead and talk about the next book, which is a buddy read with Kinsey, Chloe, and Alyssa. So if y'all know from my other wrap-ups and stuff, we were reading Holly Jackson's Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, and we read 5 Survive, and I gave it 2 stars. I gave it 2 stars. I feel so bad because it's Holly Jackson, but at the same time too. Okay, we're gonna talk about it, okay? So basically, before I go into spoilers, this is about 6 kids who are going on I think something for school or vacation or whatever, and they're on RV and they're going down the road and then get pulled over and their tires get shot at and there's a sniper, and you just follow the journey from there because one of them is hiding a secret, basically. That's all you need to know. Now let's get into the spoilers and why I gave it 2 stars. So bad to me, like if y'all want to read it, go ahead. Like, your opinions are going to be different. But it was a 2-star for me because I felt like this dragged on way too much, making everything slash the plot holes happening at the last 100 pages. Like, Holly, why? The setting as well, being just in the RV, was boring to me. Like, come on, Holly, what the heck was this, you know, from like the whole city or whatever in Pip's story. And then this one just being set in one sitting in our freaking V. I couldn't care about the characters besides Red a little bit, you know? And the most person I hated was Oliver. Obviously, he was a psycho. And Catherine, who is literally like her son, a psycho. So, and then 2, I hate how they all are trying to tiptoe around Red. Like, y'all, she's your age. Talk, you know? And I know it probably triggers Red so much, but like, as well too, Red, please, honey, get help. Like, your father is going down a path. And I know she doesn't have money or whatever, and her mom was a cop, like, ugh. And he spends the money on alcohol and stuff, like I feel bad for her. And I hate how her best friend didn't freaking tell her about the call. That pisses me off so much. Like, you've been holding it in for how long? How many years? Seeing her grow up with her and not mentioning once to her about the freaking phone call. I can't. Like, it frustrated me so much. Like, ugh. Like, I have a hate for this book. I hate freaking Oliver. Like, I thought I hated Max Hastings. I think Oliver takes the tier of hating characters. Like, so bad. Like, I hate him. He's the main reason why, and all those other reasons. So I'm so sorry, Holly Jackson, but this just wasn't for me. At least it was fast-paced-ish, but it just felt like it was dragging, so that's how I feel about this book, sadly. But hey, if y'all want to read it, go ahead. If it's a 5-star for you, that's good. But this is just my opinion. I'm just a person on the internet. Please don't attack me. I have feelings too, you know. We're all human. We all have different tastes in books. Everyone has different opinions. That's what makes us readers. And yeah, I'm not discouraging you to not read it. I'm just telling you that's how I felt about this book. But anyways, next up we have Lunar Love, which I believe I audiobook most of it because I didn't want to hold up this freaking hardbook cover while reading it for my 24-hour readathon. But I gave this 3 stars. I adored the concept / idea of the love matching with the zodiac signs and Olivia being now in charge of Lunar Love, which is her family's company to help match people and obviously make them fall in love and find someone match for them. Bennett is so sweet and I'm so glad he didn't give up on Olivia, and I really think he fell first for her. I would have loved a point of view from him and more time with the family as well in this book, but I think too, like, I think it was still good that we didn't get a Bennett point of view, but I think I would have loved it way more, been a higher rating for me if we did get a Bennett point of view to see how he felt for her, fell for her first, like why, you know, he was doing this because of the competition of them. Bennett was making a app for couples, like a matchmaking app, even though Lunar Love is more, you know, Olivia's thing with her family, and they, you know, do it with like accountability, and then Bennett's over here doing technology wise and trying to do this and that. So yeah, they had done a bet on it to see what would be better, and it would help, you know, make him not launch his app, so to see who falls in love first. So they help each other match someone with his app and her with her matchmaking skills. Very fun concept, like I mentioned. I really adored it, but sadly it wasn't for me, but I still encourage you to read it. Like, it was a fun time, you know, not a favorite, but I just had so much fun with it, and I really wish we would have gotten a Bennett point of view. I love his character, so yeah. Also, there is a trigger warning for death, just to let you know. But anyways, next up is a buddy read with Alyssa / Lana. I will link down her YouTube channel below because she just started recently. So we started to buddy read Lauren Asher series this year to help each other, and the first one we read together is Throttled. I gave this 5 stars, my first 5-star read of the month. So good that I found a 6-star and a 5-star read already in the beginning of 2024 and the beginning of the month, which is really good. This made me realize how much I love reading. The character development, the hardships, the lust / angst, and the smuts. I adore Noah's character development so much, from him literally getting help and developing himself to be a better person for Maya after being rejected from her, and you know, her only wanting a official man, you know, something real, not something like a plaything, which he is known to be a player and sleep with a bunch of girls to help him race, which is kind of an effed up thing, but like, I'm so glad he got help and he improved himself for Maya because he actually likes her, and they spend like a few months, you know, her following her brother Santi, who's now a newer racer on his team. So yeah, that's basically like the main plot, is her following her brother, him and her lusting for each other. It's really cute. Like, as well, he did everything to show how much he's changed for her. Maya is such a smart girl. She stood her ground with her brother whenever eventually, you know, he found out. Obviously he has to find out, you know, little action happening in the book. And I freaking adored it because you know, they're speaking like adults, and I adored it a lot, you know, not like too much drama, but like at the same time too, there's obviously drama. And of course too, her best friend is so cute. I cannot wait to read their book as well next. But yeah, I just realized how much I adored, you know, made me realize how much I love reading. And of course too, I did annotate this book, but it's not picking up on camera, so yeah. But I'm so glad I read this book with her, and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. Like, as well too, kind of crazy how I read the fine print, and that was more cringy to me, and I gave it like a lesser rating than this, and this is like her self-published one still, which is now finally getting republished with Bloom. So kind of crazy to me how I like her older work than her newer book, like, works, if that makes sense. So good to know. Okay, I think this is the last physical book I have, and it's by Hannah Grace. Wildfire, I gave it 3.25 stars. Okay, I'll admit, the main reason why I wasn't a fan of this one was because of the awkwardness in the beginning. Like, Jesus, you can literally slice it with a knife. So awkward. And then there was the good girl nickname being thrown so much, which made me really cringe. I don't like it when it's thrown around like that, you know, like, bro, calm down. Also, lastly, I hate the fathers in this book and their families. Like, I hate family sometimes, you know, if you know, you know. I did, however, adore how Russ and Aurora are forced to be around each other due to working at the camp for 2 months, no telephones, and just summer fun and dealing with children's. Also, I was hecking excited when I got to see the gang again, and Henry, and I freaking love them so much. Definitely my favorite parts in this book was seeing the gang, and I love the found family in each book, and it's getting me more excited for Henry's book, which is coming out this year. I'm so excited. But yeah, sadly, I didn't like Russ and Aurora's story so much as I like Nathan and Anastasia in the first book. So, yes, I'm sorry for the Wildfire girlies, but I liked Icebreaker more. And I'm even more excited about Henry now, like his story. And two, I love how there's like little books mentioned, if you know, you know. But yeah, Russ basically goes to this camp and, you know, for money because his dad is a gambler. Aurora goes to this camp because she's been going here since, you know, she was small. So she already knows, you know, that's her main thing. But when she sees Russ and they had a one-night stand. So yeah, in the beginning you kind of see Russ and her having a one-night stand. And yeah, awkwardness from then on out. So yeah, that's how I felt about this book. But hey, 3 by 25 stars isn't bad. It's just making me more excited for the next book. And I did annotate it as well. Also too, a lot of these books are mentioned in my 24-hour readathon, which is going to be uploaded hopefully next week before my TBR video. We gotta see, you know, I got so many videos I need to do. So get real busy. And then two, I was sick, so it did not help that I didn't post, you know, the 24-hour readathon last week, but as well too, it was during, you know, the strike for Palestine, so I was participating in that, so I didn't want to post a video as well for a contribution of that. But anyways, next up we have my first manga I read this year. I don't have the manga with me because it's with my boyfriend now, so I'll probably insert a photo, but it's the Geek X Hitman. Freaking love it. This is just gonna be spoiler because you're just basically following like an ex-hitman who's a geek slash weeb and likes anime, and you know, he finds friends along the way. That's all you need to know. So let's talk a little bit spoiler, not too long. So in this one we have literally everyone falling for him. Like, bro, why is everyone loving on him? It's kind of crazy. And in two as well, we get new characters. 2 new characters, I believe, which is one of his ex-teammates who's very lucky, and then this girl who falls in love with him, basically, and is like her match with like fighting and stuff, and it's so funny. Like, it's so funny. I love it so much. So glad my boyfriend introduced me to this manga series. Okay, next up, I listened to this audiobook. Someone had recommended it to me. I don't remember who, for my 2024 recommendations from you guys, so like 12 books from you. So it was A Sky Painted Gold, and I gave this 4 stars. Definitely gives off The Great Gatsby and Bridgerton vibes with all the parties, friends, and extravaganza. I adore this book, and I wish we could have explored more of the romances in this book, but that's totally okay because the atmosphere was just so good to me. I also adored the friendships that are in this one. Lou is literally thrust into this world and doesn't know how to fit in due to her living in a village. So this is all new to her, and we follow her journey through it all. The messiness, the extravaganza-ness, the romances, the heartbreakness, realizing stuff, following her dreams and stuff. It's really interesting, and I liked it a lot. So thank you to whoever recommended it to me. If you did recommend it to me, let me know in the comments, because I honestly cannot remember who. Like, I forget things really easily. Hence why I do a rating journal and I write my review in them as well, besides for my phone. So forgetfulness is me. That's me. I'm forgetfulness. Next up, I finished this audiobook for I believe another readathon I was doing too. I did like 2 readathons basically, and doing a yearly readathon, and then I did like a monthly readathon. So some of these books were for the readathon of Once Upon a Readathon. So I only finished actually 1, 2, 3, 4 books. This is the TV art I had chose. And obviously you can see which ones I did read. But yeah, and then Dericious Games was the one for the buzzword that Books and Lala, I believe, is doing. So in January was like a book there, and there. different, adjectives, and I picked their vicious grace. So yeah, I gave this one 4.25 stars. I listened to it on Libby as well. This one's kind of self-explanatory. All you really need to know without going into spoilers is that it's kind of like Hunger Games, and of course to make it POC, the main character, that's all you need to know. But let's now talk about spoilers, okay? I adore how strong Adina was through all this shit because, oh my gosh, she's literally gonna be traumatized for the rest of her life. She legit has to murder people to live, and the rich, aka Remingtons, are literally cycles for hosting their Hunger Games-esque to win power and wealth. So of course Adina joins because she's backlisted to the Ivy League. I will say, as everyone has in their reviews, I've seen Eat the Rich, which Adina really did eat them up. She ate and left no crumbs. So good, and I just really love how strong she was like doing this, because I don't think I would be able to do this. Like, girl, you're really trying to be in the Ivy League, risking your life like this? Like, okay, I guess. And last but not least, my last book for this month, which was The Vampire in the Bookstore, which was for Eileen's Discord server, but smut book. So this was like a fast ebook. I rated it 3 stars. It's a nice, quick, spicy read about a reader who's in search of her favorite author and knows some things about him that are out of this world, aka he's a vampire. She wants to become a vampire, live eternally to read books and stuff, and of course falls in love with him. So it's like love at first sight, which isn't my cup of things, so that's why I gave it 3 stars. As well too, just mainly focus on smut, I want to say, so wasn't really too happy about that. I feel like I didn't know much of the characters that much as I would have liked. I really love flesh out characters more, so yeah, it was like under 100, like 140 something pages, I believe. So, but yeah, that's all I read for this month in January. A lot of books. I think I read, what, 13, 14? Yeah, I read 16 books this month in January. That's kind of crazy. Let's see how February's gonna do, because I am doing a readathon, but we're gonna talk about that in my TBR video for February. So yeah, sorry if this is probably a ranty video, but I hope you all like the wrap up. I hope you all have a good day, good night, morning, whatever time it is for you when this video reaches you. And remember to never compare yourself to others when it comes to reading. We all had different tastes in reading. We all take different paces. We're all going through things in life. It's okay if you didn't read a book. It's okay if you read 1, heck, maybe 20. Good for you. We're all, at different paces and different things going on in our life. So yeah, anyways, I will see you all really, really soon. Bye.